What is up, my friends? It is Thursday evening and you are very welcome along to today's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. As always, I'm Craig and I'm here to bring you the very latest news that you need to know around Liverpool Football Club. Over the course of the next few minutes, we're going to discuss the backing of failure that continues at Liverpool. We'll be looking at the wide players that the Reds are keeping tabs on and asking how many can we expect to come through the AXA door this summer. Little bit on Joe Gomez as his future becomes a little clearer, and we'll talk about the race for West Ham's Mateus Fernandez, as it looks like there are multiple Premier League clubs chasing him. We're going to tell you what the fee would take to get him out of West Ham, even if they're relegated. So as always, my friends, we're going to go through it all over the next few minutes, but I want to know your thoughts. So please let me know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy this video, and don't forget to join me back here tonight at 8:45, where we'll go through it all in more detail. Right, let's start off with a piece from Paul Joyce today that again just reaffirms that the club are backing Arna. So I'm going to read out what this says. It said, internally, Liverpool remain in support of Slot and are planning another summer of signings to correct the faults that remain evident after last summer's £450 million spending spree. So what I hear there is, yes, they're going to stick with the manager, but they're admitting that they made mistakes. They're admitting that they, Hughes and Edwards, made mistakes in the transfer market. They're admitting that they made mistakes with the balance of the squad. So rather than just continue to back all the failures, Hughes, Edwards, Slot, why don't FSG grow a pair? Why don't they do the thing that they promise, which is not accept mediocrity? It's easy to write into the media and say there are exceptional circumstances this season. There really haven't been exceptional circumstances. Over the course of the year, we've run through the injury numbers. They're not as bad as in Klopp's time. We've run through the defeats. They're worse than at any other time. And I don't know what else they need to see, except FSG just don't have their finger on the pulse because they aren't here, and they're believing these guys when they're told that there are mitigating circumstances. The main mitigating circumstance is the manager's not good enough. And if we don't correct that, all of this is just going to be more money wasted. Also from Paul Joyce, Richard Hughes, Michael Edwards and FSG President Mike Gordon have been of the opinion that a number of unprecedented challenges have affected and complicated this season. That's just simply not true. Yes, the Diogo Jota tragedy, which is something no team, no coach, no club should have to deal with. It's heartbreaking. That aside, it's like every other season. To try and make out like this was more difficult, to just cover up their failures. And that's what they're doing here, folks. They're covering up their failures by trying to convince you and I, the football public, that it'll be better with a few tweaks. And also then saying we won't be spending as much money as before, even though the problems are historically big, according to them, unprecedented. Well, if it's an unprecedented problem, it takes an unprecedented manner to fix it, right? Well, no, of course not, because FSG are cheap and they're always going to do things on the cheap, and they won't fire the manager. They won't hold Hughes and Edwards to account, and they expect buy-in from the rest of the world, despite 3.5 million Liverpool fans and growing signing a petition to get rid of the coach. Really good business, lads. Well done. Hope you're looking forward to the less traffic inside Anfield, less traffic on your online commercial e-commerce stores, less jerseys sold, less all-red membership sold. Be prepared for that, because it's coming this season, and when he fails, and he will, it's just going to be even harder to put it right. So, this from Paul Joyce again, Liverpool will prioritise the signing of wingers to improve performances, with Yan Diamonde and Bradley Barcola among the wide men who've been assessed. So here's what I don't get. If it's so clear we need wingers, and they realise so soon that they made a mistake, why didn't they do anything in January? Why didn't they look at Antoine Semenyo and think, Premier League tested, Richard Hughes knows him. He could come in and do a job. He could help Liverpool maybe push on to win things this year. But we didn't, because our owners are a joke. Our owners winning is secondary as long as the money's coming in and the Champions League football is coming in. So FSG, stop accepting the mediocrity that you claim not to accept, and stop putting us Liverpool fans through this, because you keep making mistakes over and over and over. So Simon Jones, he's been saying that Joe Gomez is once again attracting interest from AC Milan and Besiktas as he considers his options this summer. So Joe Gomez may want to leave Anfield. Salah definitely wants to leave Anfield. Robbo's leaving Anfield. Alisson might be leaving Anfield. Jones might be leaving Anfield. Shall I continue? This is FSG, ladies and gentlemen. This is the manager that they're backing, all these guys wanting away from the club. What's the common denominator here? That's right, it's Slot. So, Liverpool do not intend to spend as heavily this summer, but they're working towards replacing Mohamed Salah and will bring in at least one winger with a capacity to score goals. Wow, aren't we so lucky? A whole winger with the capacity to score goals to replace the guy who smashed record scoring goals for years. That's such leadership. I'm actually shocked here. The brain trust know that they've no wide players and they're going to add one a year too late. Give them a raise. Raises all around. That's what I say here, folks. Raises all around for the good people at FSG. Liverpool have been sounding out the market for midfielders and defenders as they prepare for all eventualities, except the eventuality that needs to happen, which is Arne Slot being given his marching orders. So, the Times, they've been speaking about Mateus Fernandez as the race for his signature grows. They say Arsenal are interested in signing West Ham United's Mateus Fernandez as they look to reshape their midfield this summer. Now, that's not it on Fernandez. There's lots of stuff in the papers today. West Ham are demanding at least £84 million, even if they're relegated, amid growing interest from Manchester United and others, say Football Insider. United have already made initial checks on the midfielder, with Bruno Fernandes believed to be pushing internally for the move. West Ham are determined to hold firm on their valuation despite fears of relegation. Let's see how strongly they hold that in the summer when they go down, if they go down, because it's going to be difficult to start turning down 60, 70 million quid if you get relegated. So, this from our friends at Anfield Index, speaking with Lewis Steele. The fortress is completely gone. If I supported any team in the Premier League, I'd now look at Anfield and go, oh, we could win there, which they could. They could win there because most teams have come and had a go this year because the fear factor is gone. And that's Lewis Steele on Liverpool's home stadium no longer holding a fear factor for away teams. That's where we're at here, folks. Fear factor's gone. But it's okay because the dweebs, the brain trust, the calculator kid, they have... Well, he's going to be like the Milky Bar kid, isn't he? Riding into town on, I don't know, Tom Werner, John W. Henry, riding in, galloping on in. The failure's on me. Giddy up. Right, Unai Emery, speaking about the situation. I was quite good there, by the way. I was really enjoying that. It was quite relaxing on the horsey horse. Unai Emery, the Harvey Elliott situation is embarrassing for everybody involved. I feel sorry for the boy. My apologies for Harvey is every day in my mind. It's okay though, don't worry about it, Unai, because we don't take any ownership of our failures over here at Liverpool. We just, go into next season with the brain trust, with the Milky Bar kid, the calculator kid. Maybe we can call him the Milky Bar kid, I don't know. You might see, folks, I'm about this far away from losing it, if I ever had it. Right, my apologies to Harvey is every day in my mind, he said. And look, it has been a messy situation. I really do feel for Harvey Elliott. But again, this is going to cost Liverpool money because the transfer fee that they're going to get is going to be probably 15 to 20 million quid less than the one that they planned for. Why is that? Well, because Hughes and Edwards, in an unprecedented season, have failed again. Fumble the bag. Need I go on? Well, I do, because we've got a little bit more Mateus Fernandez. PSG are amongst the number of clubs interested in signing Mateus Fernandez. The midfielder does not have a release clause in his contract, but is expected to be sold this summer, irrespective of which league West Ham will be in next season. Now look, I know we've had a bit of a laugh in this video, but honestly, it has been really, really difficult lately for all of us. I know the streams haven't been as fun as they should be, but this is a situation where Liverpool fans are hurting all around the world. If you've signed the petition, thank you. If you haven't and you don't think it's for you, no problem. It has gone to over 3.5 million signatures. And again, it's being ignored by everybody. It's not being covered by any of the publications around our club because they don't want to admit that the fan base doesn't want this guy in charge. It really is astounding to me how you can ignore the feelings of everybody who you want to empty their wallets and everybody that you want to make Anfield a fortress again. It isn't going to happen, and they don't understand this, or they're refusing to understand one of the main aspects of it. Yes, the football is dire, and that is a huge thing, but so is the manager not being able to connect with fans. And you're not going to be able to force that, no matter how much you continue to say you're backing him, despite not giving him a new deal. No matter how much you continue to lie about what this season was supposed to be about, it wasn't about rebuilding, it was about winning. Despite more lies and lies and lies and frustration and cowardice and lies, you can't ignore Liverpool fans all around the world and their feelings. If you want to have a club that is moving in the right direction, you're going to have to sit up and take notice, because it isn't going to go away. Yes, maybe people become a little bit passive again at the start of the season, but as soon as the losses start coming, and they will, Liverpool fans will once again be turning Anfield into a place that is uncomfortable for the wrong reasons. And that can be stopped. They should know better at this point. They should listen, or at the very least engage. Much love, my friends. We'll see you here tonight, 8:45.